2 weeks ago, we set sail up the coast of Somalia, keeping a close eye out for pirates and enduring some of the biggest seas we've ever seen. After 11 days at sea, we made it to our first rest stop, a tiny island at the tip of the Horn of Africa, Socotra. Beautiful blue-green waters and rugged landscapes, this Yemeni island is home to 60,000 people. This developing country is a devout Muslim nation, so we again tried to be respectful by wearing our head coverings in public. Upon arrival, we arranged transportation to the nearest town to exchange our U.S. dollars for local currency. Wow.
Mm-hmm. This is really only $100 in American though. 120.
They're like dollar bills.
Mm-hmm.
1,000, what is it? What are they called?
1,100, around 1,100.
What are they called? Yemeni dollars.
Rial.
Rial.
Rials. R-I-A-L. 1,100 rials is $1 American dollar.
We were quite disappointed at the lack of provisions and internet, but we did find the public trash dump. Keith repaired the leaky hatch, and we sat tight for 2 weeks here, waiting on these extreme winds to die down so we could set off for our second leg of our journey to the Red Sea, 600 miles to Djibouti.
I tell you a story about me and you, out on the water, surrounded by the blue. They scream that only I'll be saved. They toss off the line, but I just let it float away. Yeah, I'll let it float away. I'll let it float away. I'll let it float away. Float away, float away. Yeah, I'll let it float away. I'll let it float away. I'll let it float away.
The mean morning of sailing out here. We got 35 to 40 knots on the beam. We got the second reef in the main, just a little bit of the Genoa out. We're on our way to Djibouti. We've got about 12 hours of this, and then we'll be in the lee of the north coast of Somalia. And the hatch is holding. It's not leaking. Everybody's sleeping except me and Renee. Checked out of Socotra, what a nightmare. Only stop there if you need fuel or you need to wait on a weather window. It's a good place to wait on a weather window, it's safe, but it's just there's a few things there I would change for sure. Nothing you can't get through, but don't plan on provisioning there. There's no provisioning there. You can get fuel, easy place to get fuel, that's easy to take care of. Oh, and make sure that if you bring dollars to that country, the dates on the dollars are all 2010 and above. Don't bring anything, they won't take dollars older than 2010, so make sure.
They only take U.S. dollars.
And they only take U.S. dollars or Yemenis or UAE dirhams or I can't think of what they're called. Anyway.
Since we knew the island effect would cause a rough ride for the first day or so, we cleared the cockpit and secured everything this time before heading out. Predict wind was right on the money, as the winds died, just like they said, almost completely soon after we got into the lee of Somalia. With a 2-knot current right on our nose and barely any wind, we ran one engine at a time, alternating every 24 hours for the remainder of the 443 miles. Nice and warm in there, fellas.
Don't worry about trying to kill them.
It's ever been.
Once you get further up, don't worry about it.
It's
Just worry
hot,
about
hot. Absolutely no breeze,
It's hot.
no wind.
So we are on the Somali coast. We're about 70 miles away from the Somali coast. Somaliland, we have not had any issues, haven't felt unsafe. Lots of ships out here. It's been a good passage so far. Except that first 24 hours.
Wow, that's over. Are we gonna stop for the wind? Water's 30 degrees.
4 degrees.
34, good lord, that's hot. It's hot water. We have a little woodpecker that has joined us for our journey, searching for wood.
You wouldn't think you're in a, this is no different than being 3,000 miles in the middle of the Pacific. It's, land 70 miles that way, 100 miles that way.
Yeah.
Still feels like you're in the middle of an ocean.
But on there's a little woodpecker propped up right there. He's searching for wood. He's like, what on earth?
It's like, how did I get here?
There's no wood on this boat.
There was a logging tree that went by and I was in the tree, and when I woke up, I was out in the middle of this blue stuff. I don't know what this blue stuff is. You can't drink it, can't land on it.
Hey, y'all want to stop and swim?
Let's swim later.
Yes.
In a bit.
In a minute.
Not yet.
In a bit. Why? Oh, because you just got the...
And I'm trying to kill a boss here.
In his game.
Alright. Okay. They want to wait a bit. Ben's in the middle of a game and Kate just woke up.
Might as well turn the Jenny off.
Really?
Turn the Jenny off, guys.
Oh. Okay, the air conditioners are on. That's why we have the generator on. But they've been on for several hours. Dad said turn Jenny off.
Okay.
And then we'll swim.
That one's the one that you parry.
Come on, Elf.
Don't parry any of those. Those are fast. We shut this off.
Turn off the ACs. Commence the suffering. We got no wind, no sails, engine only.
There's no land nearby.
Long, boring crossing. Alright, we're gonna swim now.
Send it.
Yo, how's life?
Hey, there are birds. Some more birds right there. Serenade us.
I know, it's hard to jump on New York City and all that stuff.
That's why I was thinking
So we made it to Djibouti. We started in Tanzania, went up the coast of the east coast of Somalia, then the north coast of Somalia, stopped in Socotra. And I tell you, I felt safe this whole entire time. I haven't felt unsafe. There's been a few times we had some targets out that we didn't know what were, but they ended up being fishermen. I think this is a very safe passage for people. I think there's going to be the rare occasion of some piracy, just like there is in the Caribbean and anywhere else. But I think that very easy to do and not a big deal. So we were excited about it. And did I mention it's hot? It's so hot here that I'm melting. melting. But we made it. Spent a couple of days here, revision, fuel up, and then hopefully get a weather window up to El Ghalib, Egypt, where we'll spend the winter between Egypt and Jordan and Israel.
Out in the middle of Egypt.
Hey, you guys, get over here and let's get this shade put up. Very tough. So hopefully this keeps this along. I mean, it's already cooler right here. You can tell a big difference.
Our first stop in any country is to get checked in. Then we find transportation to go to the largest grocery store and restock on food. Next, we get said groceries back to the boat. At each stop, we also fill up on fuel.
You can start there.
So today we're getting fuel here in Djibouti, and you know, you don't know where your fuel comes from. I don't care where you're at, the Bahamas, it doesn't matter. You can always get bad fuel. So that's the number one reason I put the fuel polisher on here, because the cleaner your fuel is, the better your engines are going to run. To polish fuel on this system, it's so simple. You just flip the switch, and this is the same filters that the engine's using. And this one's probably going to go off because the filter needs to paint. It sends an alarm up here. I can silence that alarm, and I can simply flip to filter 2. And now I'm running off filter 2. It's running, it's cleaning the fuel, everything's working good. So that is an alarm, and you just flip that. Now, in the old days, I had to go down there, unscrew a cap, pull the filter out, put a new filter in, and that's what I had to do. But on this system, I just flip it to the second filter, and I'm in good shape, and I don't have to worry about that. I can change the filter out anytime. So like if I was coming into harbor, if I was maneuvering in a marina, and the engine started sputtering, I put that fuel pump on. And that's the other good thing about this. These two fuel pumps serve as an engine fuel pump. So if your engine fuel pump starts going bad, or your lift pump, you flip those bad boys on at 60 gallons an hour, and they're pushing fuel to your engine no matter what your engine fuel pump's doing. So that's a bonus for the system, and so that's how it works. So once again, fuel polishing, keeping your fuel super clean, that's why I installed that. That's why I like it. And I don't have to go down, and if I'm pulling in somewhere and my engines start to choke up because I got some bad fuel or the filters are plugged, I just flip a switch and it switches the filter right over. So as we put fuel in today, I'll just keep these fuel pumps running all day long, and they'll just cycle. Well, I'll keep it running for 3 or 4 hours because I've got 200 gallons of fuel in each tank, so at 60 gallons an hour, it'll take 3 hours, 4 hours of fuel polishing, and I'll just let it run. My generators are running. Those little motors, fuel pumps, they don't hardly take any voltage to run them, so I'll just let it polish fuel all day long until I'm tired of it, and then I'll just flip them off and we're ready to go.
See you guys later.
I got another load of fuel and we'll be full.
And then we're leaving tomorrow night.
Leaving tomorrow night. Yeah, just the wind dies down, the current's in our favor. We hope the current's in our favor, and the lightest wind, no traffic, it's dark. That's still part of the... All right, see you in a little bit. That's still part of a high-risk zone. And so we want to get through there at night, and then we want to be able to go through the skinniest part where there's all the ships and all the traffic in the light of day. And so we get through there, and then it's just onward to hopefully straight to Egypt. All right.
See you later. Bye-bye.
All right, we're leaving at midnight tonight. We've gotten fuel. We've gotten groceries 3 or 4 times. We're gonna go on one more grocery run because this place has really good produce, great provisioning, and then we're gonna leave tonight at midnight in the dark.
All right, ready?
Yeah, I'm ready, and it is super, super, super hot out here. I'm trying to cover shoulders, but it's just so hot. This place is not as strict Muslim as the last place, Socotra. Every woman in Socotra had full burqa on. All you could see were their eyes, every single woman. Whereas in Tanzania or the Maldives, there was kind of a variety. There was women with just the hijab, the hair covering, some in full burqas, but not very many. So here I'm trying to be a little modest, not wear skimpy sundress when we go to the mall. But it is so, so hot. I don't think we've seen heat like this Maybe since Panama.
Do you see heat?
See, I can see the heat. That's how hot it is. I can see it.
That's it.
That's it. That's fine. Tomatoes. Goody tomatoes.
I want it on that first reef where it's reefed.
Yeah, it's reefed. Oh, I thought we were leaving at 12 tonight.
No, we're gonna go ahead and get going. What's that?
I know, I wanted to leave later too, but
Yeah, it's ready to go now.
Dad doesn't think about the rest of it.
Use the end of your internet, tell everybody bye, and you'll talk to him in 8 days. Are they coming too?
Yeah.
Keith is notorious for last-minute decisions, so we took off shortly after sunset. And after just 3 days here, we said goodbye to Djibouti and headed into the Red Sea for the 1,000-mile journey north. Hopefully, we'll have enough fuel and good weather to go non-stop to Port Ghalib, Egypt.
I'm just getting rid of the jugs and I'm gonna stick these in the dinghy.
How much fuel did you burn?
Oh, we haven't burned much. About 300 liters. But I'm just getting these out of the way.
Yeah.
But we've got enough fuel to make it all the way there, but we're gonna have, the weather forecast has changed, so we're gonna have about 4 days of wind on the nose. And so we're gonna either stop in Jeddah or purchase Aden and wait out that weather.
The difference between this crossing and others we've done is that in this part of the Red Sea, there are tons of boats. With constant traffic, those on watch must pay close attention and be on high alert.
Good morning, Captain. Captain, please send your crew forward on the aft for cutting off.
I could stop by. Just stop by for enough to let go the boat.
Thank you, Captain.
With virtually no wind, we continued to motor up the Red Sea at a snail's pace of 5.5 knots.
So who's winning, guys? Me.
What is the
Yellow.
what is it? What's the score?
I'm 27, Jack's 20.
Green.
Green?
What are you going to?
No. Baloney!
What are y'all going to?
100.
Whoever gets to 100 first.
How are you doing, Captain?
Well, we're doing good. I'm telling you, if you're one of those people who don't like to burn diesel and you don't like to run your air conditioner because you're tough, don't come to the Red Sea. Because it is hot. It is way hot here. As farther north we get, it's not so hot. Anyway, we're going to Jeddah. Never been to Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. It's going to be exciting to see that port. They're building a brand new marina there. The Jeddah Yacht Club's building a brand new marina, and we're trying to figure out how to get a little extra fuel because we need to take a couple of days weather break because the weather window to get on to Galib is not very good for sailing or motoring at all, because we're right into the headwinds and they die off in a couple of days. So about a 48-hour delay there in Jeddah, and maybe we'll get to look around Jeddah and stuff. We don't know. It's going to be the first time we've ever been to Saudi Arabia, and we're looking forward to it. The people on the emails that I've been dealing with at the Jeddah Yacht Club have been super friendly, super nice, and so we're going to find out what that's all about, and we look forward to seeing that.
We'll be there tomorrow morning.
Yeah, we'll be there tomorrow morning, and hopefully it doesn't break the bank to get in there.
If not, if it does, it will turn around and go to.
We'll sail back. We'll sail back to Port Sudan to avoid the weather window and get into Port Sudan and get some fuel and wait there. But it's 130 miles across from a little farther back south, but easy enough to sail.
Tune in next week as we make a pit stop in the beautiful kingdom of Saudi Arabia and continue our journey up the Red Sea.